Universal credit. Yeah, just hearing those two words can make a lot of people feel, well, pretty stressed out and confused. But it really doesn't have to be that way. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break it all down, step by step, into a simple guide to help you get to grips with the system. Let's dive in. So, you're looking at this whole system and you're probably thinking, where on earth do I even begin? And look, if that's you, you are definitely not alone. It's the biggest question people have, and we're going to answer it right now, starting with the absolute basics. First up, let's get right down to it. What is universal credit, really? Okay, so in a nutshell, universal credit is one single monthly payment to help you out if you're on a low income. And the really important thing to get here is that it's flexible. It's there for you whether you're out of work or if you are working but your wages just need a bit of a top up. Back in the day, you might have been juggling applications for a bunch of different benefits. Housing benefit, job seekers allowance, tax credits. It could get complicated. The whole point of universal credit was to sweep away 6 of those old legacy benefits and roll them all into one single payment. The idea? To make things simpler. All right, so who can actually get it? Well, there are 4 main boxes you generally need to tick. You've got to be 18 or over, under the state pension age, live right here in the UK, and have less than £16,000 in savings. If you're nodding along and thinking, yep, that's me, then it's for sure worth looking into. Okay, so you've checked the boxes and you think you might be eligible. Awesome. What's next? Well, now we get to the bit that can feel a bit daunting, the application itself. But don't worry, we're going to break it down and make it simple. Honestly, the whole thing really comes down to just 3 steps. That's it. First, get your paperwork together. Second, you do the application online. And third, you'll use that very same online account to manage everything from then on. Trust me on this one. Being prepared is going to make your life so much easier. Before you even think about starting that online form, try to get all this stuff together. Your bank account details, an email address, info about your housing, like your tenancy agreement, details on any money you have coming in or saved, some photo ID, and if it applies to you, the details of your childcare costs. Having that ready to go will save you a ton of hassle. Right, listen up, because this next part is super, super important. We have to talk about what's probably the toughest part of the whole process for most people, that wait for your first payment. See, the way universal credit works is that it's paid monthly in arrears. What that means in plain English is that from the moment you hit submit on your application, you're looking at a wait of about 5 weeks before that first payment hits your bank account. And yeah, that can feel like a lifetime when money's tight. So the big question is, what are you supposed to do in that 5-week gap? How do you survive? It's a massive worry for people, I get it, but there is a lifeline built into the system to help you bridge that gap. And that lifeline is called an advance payment. Now the key thing here is that it's not automatic, you have to ask for it. You can basically get a loan of up to 100% of what your first payment is expected to be. And it's really important to remember it is a loan. You pay it back in small bits from your future universal credit payments, spread out over as long as 2 years, so it's manageable. Okay, a massive, massive warning here. Please be careful. There are scammers out there who will target new claimants, promising to get you a government grant or something similar. All they're actually doing is applying for this advance payment for you, and then they'll take a huge chunk of it as a fee. Never ever pay someone to do this. Applying for an advance is always, always free. You do it yourself through your work coach or your official online account. That's it. All right, so you've made it through the wait and your first payment has arrived. Now what? Well, the focus changes to managing that money month to month. And honestly, this can be a big change, especially if you're used to getting paid every week or two. So here's the deal. You get one payment once a month, and that single payment is for your entire household. From that pot of money, it's then up to you to pay all your bills, and that includes your rent, which you'll need to pay straight to your landlord. So, to make that one payment stretch for the whole month, budgeting is absolutely everything. The best way to think about it is to split your bills into priority and non-priority. Priority debts? These are the big ones, the ones with really serious consequences if you don't pay them. We're talking rent or mortgage, council tax, gas and electricity. Everything else, like credit cards, store cards, personal loans, that's non-priority. Always, always pay those priority bills first. No exceptions. One of the biggest questions we get is, can I still work if I'm on universal credit? And the answer is a big, resounding yes. In fact, there's no limit on how many hours you can work. The system is built to be flexible. As you earn more from your job, your universal credit payment just gently goes down. It's designed to make sure you're always better off in work. And listen, for parents who are working, this next bit can be an absolute game changer. Universal credit can help cover up to 85%, 85% of your registered childcare costs. For so many people, that's the thing that makes going back to work or taking on more hours actually possible. Okay, we're nearing the end, and this might just be the most important thing I say today. Please remember, you do not have to figure all this out on your own. There is free expert help out there waiting for you. And your first port of call really should be Citizens Advice. They run a fantastic service called Help to Claim. It's completely free, it's independent, and they are not part of the government. Their one and only job is to help you with the whole process, right from the very start of your application until you get that first payment sorted. So what can they actually do for you? Well, they can help you with all the fiddly bits, like setting up your online account, getting your ID verified, and crucially, they can help you figure out how to apply for that advance payment so you're not left short during that 5-week wait. Now, if you have really specific worries, especially about things like rent arrears or the threat of eviction, there are other specialists you can call on. Charities like Shelter are absolute experts when it comes to housing issues, and it's also worth checking with your local council. The main thing is, don't let these worries build up. Reach out and ask for help. So, there you have it. We've walked through what universal credit is, how you apply, how to get through that initial wait, and where you can find help. You're now equipped with the knowledge to take control. So that leaves just one last question, and this one's for you. What's the very next step you're going to take to move your claim forward?